On the Jacob Beer Show, I'm so happy to have on Sydney Miller and Quin Lumbley, who are both it might be their first time on camera. So would like to say hello.
What up, y'all? Jacob Beer Show. Hey.
So this is a different type of interview. Of course, I've interviewed astronauts, head coaches, couple athletes from our school. These two are also athletes. One is a discus thrower, one is a shot put. Shot put is Quin.
Yep.
Discus is Sydney.
Yep.
Kind of give us a little brief, and we'll start with Quin on this one. How did you kind of get involved with shot put?
It was definitely because my sister did it first. I was very much like a follower. Like she did volleyball, I did volleyball. She did track, I did track.
You did volleyball?
Yeah.
When?
In middle school. I stopped in high school. I wasn't about that life. But no, she did it in middle school, and I just like watched all of her meets. And also like I'm very like my dad, very strong dude, and I just kind of have like very strong genetics, and I was kind of just naturally good at it from the start. So I don't know. I also really enjoyed it. It was something that I was good at. So
interesting. And then what about you? You, of course, you've thrown shot put as well, but you're mainly discus.
Yes.
By the way, both are good at both at our school. So so how did you kind of get involved with that?
Did it kind of as a joke in middle school, like with Quin, because I didn't want to run. I thought I was fast enough to be a sprinter. I was not. So I decided that I was going to throw, and in 8th grade, I ended up breaking the school record and going to state. So I just kind of stuck with it, and it was just kind of on from there.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And do you guys have a favorite coach over the years? Coach Sam's, maybe?
She was not much of a throwing coach.
Yeah.
Are we talking like?
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, it could be. You could say. I mean, anybody or somebody. Maybe not that. Maybe it's somebody on the team, or something like that. Somebody that you were really close with that you like to thank it away for your success of it.
Okay, so I remember our sophomore year. I was injured. I didn't have a season at all. Sydney did, but I remember the seniors that year. I just remember that season being so fun, and like it was such a sad season for me because I couldn't compete at all. But it was Tucker Keevers, Richard Clevenger, Faith, and Kiana. And I don't know, I just remember that group just always made everything so much fun, especially on days where like, I don't know, I was just feeling really down. We would always go out to eat, but like it was just super fun practices overall. So I don't know, I think that season really helped me because if I didn't have those people, I honestly think I would have been very discouraged to come back my junior year.
I feel like also the boys in that group, like Tucker and Richie, like Tucker was good at shot put, where Richie was good at discus.
And they were
like
so helpful.
If you had questions about anything, they just always like would help you, and it made like so much easier to get better because they were always there for you.
Interesting. Correct me if I'm wrong. Richard is at Wabash and Tucker is at UND.
Yes, and they both play football.
Yeah. Wow, I got that one right. And then what about Faith? Did she still?
She throws at UND too.
UND.
Yeah.
Awesome. So what would you say was your favorite? And of course, I did track the senior year.
Yeah.
I only had like 5 meets. So the Lawrence Central venue was actually pretty nice. What was your favorite track? Well, for you it'd be pet. Favorite pet, least favorite pet. Or I guess maybe favorite venue. And you cannot say Shepler Fairleigh Council Stadium. So
no, I think both of us would probably say IU.
IU.
Oh,
I don't know if you would. Yeah, but the IU outdoor facilities are so dope, and because that's where they hold state.
They're insane.
And I just think like also the environment is so dope because there are schools that I've never heard of from Indiana, and all of them are there. All of them, like, they're the best of the best. Obviously, they're all at state, and it's just like a super cool environment. The pit is like super nice. Obviously, it's a Big Ten school. So yeah, I guess that's my favorite place.
You're also kind of like the main focal point, like at state, because yes, there's kids like running around, but all the stands are completely full and you're in the middle, and everyone's kind of watching you because what else are you gonna watch?
Yeah, because throws events are going on constantly, whereas like running events, you have to take times. Like there will be multiple times where nobody's running on the track, but you're still throwing. So I don't know, that's just super dope.
I feel like our least favorite probably is Franklin Community.
Wow, that's
I'm serious.
That's like the Taj Mahal of schools.
That's the thing is their track is very nice. It's very good for them to host regionals for running. But their discus, you look straight like out the discus ring, it goes straight uphill. which is crazy.
It must be because they
like,
put
sucks.
all that effort into Max Clark and their baseball team.
Yeah,
Probably.
me and Sydney have also both choked at.
Yeah,
Frankly,
we like do not throw good there at all.
bet, yeah.
Like literally ever. I threw okay. I feel like we both threw okay there our junior year, but this year it was terrible, and it's my sophomore year. It was awful.
Yeah.
It's just never a good meet there, really.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And kind of next thing is, do you have a favorite memory from the sport? Or is it just being together and being, I mean, I guess when you say, you guys had mentioned Tucker and how fun that was, would you say those were your best memories, or, was it competing at state?
I mean, competing at state was like one thing, but like me and Quin Loki had a little feud in middle school. Like we Loki didn't like each other.
Yeah, no, we were
But
we're
like
not friends.
over the years, I would say my favorite memory is like me and Quinn are best friends now.
Mhm.
Like where I am, she's at. Where she's at, I am. Like we're always together. And it's
Grad
so,
parties.
No,
Yeah.
yeah. And it's so funny because like in middle school we literally hated each other, but just through the sport over the years we've gotten so close.
I would say my favorite memory would probably be at regionals our junior year, because I didn't have a freshman or sophomore year. This was like my first year, and I just remember like I was really upset because I didn't perform well, but I freaking made it to state, which I didn't make it this year. So, but like I just remember like I was really upset at how I did, but like I remembered like I was literally in a knee brace that year, like the year before, but I was like, and now I'm literally going to compete at state with my best friend. Like I just remember like that was just like a super cool moment for me.
Yeah.
Interesting. And then I just got to slide in a question because a lot of new people are going to be listening to this one. Who is, and I asked Jack and Sage the same question too, who good luck to Jack, although when this airs it'll probably be over, but hopefully he does well today. Sage has been on as well, so lots of great track people have been on this show. What would you say your favorite teacher was? And I guess maybe that ties in as well, a teacher that supported you and what you were doing sport wise.
I have an answer. Do you want to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Yeah. Probably Miss Meredith.
Oh,
she was my homeroom teacher, but I also had her for math my freshman and junior year. But she always, I swear, was the first person to catch me in the hallway and be like, great soccer game last night. I saw you won, or congrats on your throws or whatever. And she was the first one after I had got fourth in state, after I was seated 12th or 11th. She like commented on the tweet and was like, way to go, Sydney. And that just really like made me feel like not only did she just like me as a student, but like outside of being a student, because she followed me in my sports.
Interesting. What about you?
I would definitely say Mrs. Clayton, and it definitely means a lot for me. She's very much like, she supports me so much because she's very much about women empowerment, like women's strength. Yeah. And so she definitely just, anytime she sees me, she's always like, I love what you're doing and this and that. And she's not a big sports person at all. I don't know if you guys know that, but like she's made it very clear she's not into sports. So the fact that she just supports me so much in track and field and how I'm doing means a lot. I remember on the last day of school, I was not going to be one to cry on the last day of school because I just wasn't me. But she came up and gave me a hug and just said like she's so proud of like the person I am now, and like the person that walked into her classroom junior year would have just been shocked to see who I am now. And I don't know, I just think she's always supported me from the very beginning, which just means a lot to me.
Interesting. And then kind of what are your future plans? I don't think we touched on this yet, did we? No. Mm-hmm. I just want to make sure, because sometimes if you're to start in the beginning and end the commonality, I failed interviews, we say, in the journalism world. So we'll start with you on this one. What are your future plans?
So I'm going to Ball State for track and field, but I'm also going to study criminal justice there. But I'm thinking about changing my major to business and then minoring in criminal justice because I want to become a police officer and then work my way up to a detective. But I also want to have a degree to fall back on when I want to retire.
And make good money.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
What about you?
So I'm going to Purdue.
Oiler up.
Oiler up. Support me with the hat today. But I'm going to Purdue to do track and field. And I'm supposed to be studying biomedical health science. Don't really know what I want to pursue with that. So could definitely change.
Interesting.
I'm excited.
And then kind of one last thing to just close out with, what advice would you say to somebody and coming into high school, maybe they've never played a sport, never been in a club. I'm not saying this person's your typical nerd or anything, but they're just your person They're your person who literally had like no passion, like they might have been annoying even. Kind of like me, I had nothing going into high school and then I started a show and started
What would your
connecting
advice
with
be?
people. Well, normally I wouldn't say much as the host, but my advice would, yeah.
School.
My advice my advice would be don't be afraid to be yourself. Like I was a kid who was very involved in politics. I work at the state capitol now. Come visit me. I'll buy you lunch if you come down. I work Tuesday and Thursday.
There.
So yeah, food truck Thursday at the State House. I'll even give you a tour since I have a badge now. But
I think my uncle works at the State House. Anyway,
yeah,
continue on. Sorry.
you can visit me and Quin's uncle. So anyways, yeah. So, anyways, my advice would be yourself. It's led to some great things for me, as well as the show. I've gotten very close. Like, we can't really, yeah, that's a bad description, but I've got some within like a couple 100 feet of the launch pad where they took off for the moon and they'll be taking off from Mars. That's all because I interviewed like astronauts and had some connections. So, I guess what I'm saying is don't be afraid to be yourself and try new things. I never thought it would lead to that. My show has also led to me walking on the Colts private jet. The guy I interviewed was in town doing some mechanical stuff, and I walked on it. I'm not really supposed to say that, but yeah. Anyways, I say this all as inspiration. I didn't think that it'd ever lead to success in that way. And I'm not rich off of the show or anything like that, but it's led to some cool things. Or in politics, having an internship now at the State House at a young age. I started that freshman year, on campaign. So be yourself. You never know what it'll lead to, would be my advice.
My advice would probably be don't be afraid to like put yourself out there. And if you haven't been in a sport, maybe try to be in a sport or a club because everybody's going to include you. And that's how you're going to make some of your best friends or through things like that.
Most people include you.
Most people. Yeah, I should say most people. But a lot of the sports and stuff, especially like at New Pal, I feel like my freshman year when I came into the soccer team and then like Quin said, like sophomore year, like the older kids really do take you under their wing most of the time, and it really helps.
Yeah. Also going off of that, like doing club or sport, like you're kind of gonna be guaranteed to kind of have some built-in friends. Depending on how often you're with each other, but like if you're in a sport, you're gonna be with each other every single day. And so I think that just kind of gives you like built-in friends, which is very nice because you'll always have somebody you can do something with. You'll always have somebody to like relate to because you're doing the same thing every single day. And then also like I would say just doing a clever sport helps a lot with just motivation and dedication, which will help you in the long run. Like you got to be motivated, you got to be dedicated, you got to put in the work to get better at anything. And I just think that is going to be like a life lesson that'll help you so much in the future. And so just by doing something as simple as starting a sport or getting into a club, like will help you so much in the long run.
Interesting. And I just want to add in one kind of last question. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? I think that's always an interesting question to ask people because we're all.
That is soon.
It is. Hopefully, you could say a 5 year senior if that's your goal. Although maybe that's your peak season if you redshirt or something. I don't know what you guys are up to, but where do you see yourself? And it doesn't just have to be at the sport. It could be. You could say you're a detective in 5 years and you're teaching biology. I don't know.
Personally, in 5 years, see, what does that put me? I'm 18 now. Like 23, 24. I would hope to like almost be married. I want to be married like kind of young, but like a decent job. I hope in 5 years to have a decent job. I don't think I will be in college anymore. I want to be in college the least amount that I can, but have a job where I can make enough money to not feel like I have to like maybe work a second job, like just do good for myself.
Which is tough in today's society.
Yeah.
Trust me, you're saying some people do, 2 part-time jobs, so it adds up to full-time salary.
Yeah.
Not that they're working 80 hours a week with that, but that one job can't even give enough hours with the tech revolution.
Yeah, talk to Mr. Smith about that.
Shout out to Mr. Smith. That probably was one of my teachers who has been the most supportive over the years, as well as Mr. Kurt.
I'm a big Mr. Kurt fan.
Yes.
If he listens to this, what's up? Shout out.
He likes Purdue, so yeah. Well, do you have anything to say where you see yourself?
Oh, okay, that was a question. I forgot. If I'm being honest, probably will be the opposite of Sydney. I think because you get 5 years of eligibility for any NCAA sports. Even if you like redshirt the first year, then that means that you can go like 2 years after, I believe. Don't count me on that.
There's a guy in Oregon who's been on for 7 years in football.
Yeah, because I think he like hurt his knee too,
Yeah.
so he got or like COVID here or
yeah.
something. Okay, yeah. So yeah, that's insane. So I think I will still be doing track. I hope to be. If I'm being honest, like I feel like college is such a unique and short experience, and I don't really want to like fly through it as fast as I can. Just, I mean, especially now, I have no idea what I want to be when I grow up, so that like doesn't help.
You are growing up.
Yeah, literally, I'm an adult, but
I know it's crazy to think that. Like,
yeah,
3 weeks ago, we were still like having to use a restroom pass by teachers, and now like here we are, you know.
But I don't know. I hope I'm still gonna be in track. Hopefully, I'll be in like postgraduate school, maybe getting what is that, master's?
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully getting a master's in something. Heck, who knows? Maybe Olympic trial. No, I'm just playing. I mean, hopefully, I'll manifest.
Sam Bowles.
Yeah.
Pat Feeney.
Yeah.
We've had lots of great athletes. Well, I appreciate you guys coming to Jacob Beer Show today.
Jacob.
You know, it was a joy being teammates this year on the track team.
Me
We had
too.
such a stellar team. I won't say everybody, but you know, from Isaiah to you two to Sage to
That effort was there with everybody.
Jack. Yeah, the effort was there with everybody. Especially me and my folks in the back. So it's been it was a ride. Most people don't listen to the interview this far, so I can say that. But yeah, so thank you so much for coming on the Jacob Viewer Show today. Is there anything else that you'd like to say or no?
No, thanks for having us on,
Yeah,
Jacob.
thank you for having us.
Well, chirp, chirp, and
Boiler up. Here we go.
boiler up. Yeah, take care. Thank you.